Welcome to Introduction to Rhythm Guitar Playing. I'm Josh Lopez. You can find me on Twitter at The Hoots Podcast. For those who don't know, I've been playing music for the better part of my life for over 20 years. I played in a lot of different jazz and elementary school bands over the years. I got a chance to be the guitar player for an all-city Chicago jazz band when I was in 7th and 8th grade. Got a chance to compete at multiple Berklee College of Music National High School Jazz Festivals. I actually got accepted to Berklee College of Music in Boston in 2012. I've been playing music all the way back since 2003 or 4, and I've been loving music ever since the first time I picked up a guitar. My grandpa owned a guitar shop. I grew up on great music like the Eagles, Beatles, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, just a lot of great artists over the years. And I've had this idea thrown my way over the years, like, hey, Josh, why don't you give teaching a shot or showing some guitar lessons? And I thought, why not bestow what I can in the best way I can to you guys? This is not a introduction to music courses. There's a lot of great channels out there that does that for how to tune the guitar, reading music, time signatures, scales, a lot of that. What I want to do here on this channel is do something different, and I think it's a very essential core to playing music is really the rhythm guitar playing, and that's really my strong suit as a guitar player. I think to be successful and be cognizant of your skills is to be honest with yourself. I'm not going to mistake anybody and act like I can shred a solo like Slash or Tom Morello or Kirk Hammett, but I am very cognizant honing in my rhythm guitar playing, and that's my strong suit. And I own up to it. And being a rhythm guitar player is not a bad thing just because you're not shredding. I know that's the thing a lot of people want to do. They just want to go shred and impress the chicks. But I think there's very something powerful when it comes to being a rhythm guitar player, because really, outside of the drums, being a rhythm guitar player is essential to any band you play in. And it could be for jazz music, it could be for rock music, and if you don't have rhythm, you really don't have anything when it comes to being a guitar player. You could move your fingers fast. I can do that too, but if what I'm doing here is not in sync with my wrists, now I'm a right-handed guitar player. If just basically the nature of music, if what's going on here is not in sync in your other wrist, it's just not going to work out. Okay. And my advice for anybody that wants to get into music, if you really want to start and feel like you're getting to that next level, you need to get the rhythm part down. You can learn a lot. You can learn a lot of chords. You could try the Rocksmith video game. You can try a lot of different things. But the essential core of being a really good rhythm guitar player and just a good musician at whole is really honing down your craft is playing rhythm guitar. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play a song really quick. I'm not gonna sing any lyrics. This is a little sample of what rhythm could do for a song that's very popular for a popular artist. So I'm gonna play a couple chords from a song called Betty by Taylor Swift, just to give you a little glimpse of what different rhythm patterns sound like. And this is a very simple chord progression once you learn and we'll go over in just a couple of seconds. But this is a little example of rhythm guitar playing at a bigger advanced level. Little something different there. Now I'm doing like a bunch of one, two, three, and four different strumming patterns. There's a lot of different techniques, and we could go through it as this process goes on. Hey, this is volume one. This is just introduction, but I would like to think I've been fortunate enough to run into good music teachers, but I also have to give a lot of grace to the man upstairs. My process is very different from other people. I guess you could call it God's gift that I was able to adapt really quickly to the things I've learned music wise. We all go at our own pace. As I go through this and you guys try this at home, I don't want you to start getting frustrated and start doubting yourself if you don't get the gist of what I'm explaining here that quick. The best thing about it is when you do things from the art of repetition standpoint, it helps you out a long way when you start learning other aspects of playing guitar and also aspects of life. You can be learning how to write articles for a living or whatever. If you have the art of repetition, if you have patience and trust your process, you're gonna benefit in the long run, trust me. So really quick, what I want to show you here is really the 5 essential chords that you hear on any song and has the most common strumming patterns attached to them. So like we used to start with that Taylor Swift song, you have C. For those who don't know, a C, you start with your ring finger here on the 5th string on the 3rd fret. I'm using a 12th string, so that's why it sounds a little different. Here on the 4th string, on the 2nd fret, you put your middle finger there. And then you wrap it up here with the pointing finger right here on the 2nd string, 1st fret. And you go like it. That's a C. Let's do something else here, a little simpler. Now, look at this is going to be very essential here. A lot of songs have different chords, but have the same fingering positions. And once you start learning what the rest of this fretboard means and going down the scale here, it'll help you along the way. But for example, this is a C chord, this is a G chord. If you go down here from C over here, this would be an F. So let's do it right here, right? C, you take the pointer finger off here, you go right here, here's a G. And then here, after you put the ring finger here on the 4th string, 3rd fret, that makes it an F. So you're just taking one step down here. So let's do like this. C, F, C, F. All right. That's just something really quick like that off the gate. Here's some other chords that are very prevalent. E, the E minor. So you have your middle finger right here on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and right under it on that 4th string, you put your ring finger right under it, and it goes like this. For those who don't know, the first song I ever learned on the guitar was called "A Face in the Crowd" by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And this is really got me going in the right direction when it comes to playing guitar, because as a kid, you know, your grandfather owns a guitar shop, you listen to a bunch of different concert sets, you're hanging out with him, you're just jamming around, doing like this, saying like you could do what they're doing. And my uncle and my grandpa noticed that I could move my wrist really fast, and I have a good strumming motion. And they were like, hey, let's give this kid a shot here. Now, mind you, I've always had sausage link fingers. You would not expect me to be a good guitar player just with the fact that how my fingers have always been structured. And they're like, hey, let's give this a shot. So the first thing I'm going to teach you here today is the first strumming chord pattern here to "A Face in the Crowd." Now there's other chords that are more advanced that goes with the process of the song that we could do in another edition or another video. And we could do that. Maybe we could just start off with "The Face in the Crowd," a guitar lesson in itself. But for today, I just want you to get started with this. 2 simple chords and a strumming pattern to go with it. And you got to do this at home, at your leisure time. Let's say you're not holding your guitar, just randomly during the day. Even if people look at you funny, like just start moving your wrist around a little bit. Or if you're listening to a song, like pretend you're playing the drums with it, so you get a little gist of what a song will be. If you do that just periodically, if you're listening to a song and you start feeling the groove of the song, it'll help you along the way with whatever song you're trying to learn down the road. That's stuff that I do that I don't share with other people. I I like banging on drums, not just to make noise, but it helps me out along the way with rhythm and just other stuff that comes with being a musician. So what we're going to start here with is the first two chords to Facing the Crowd by Tom Petty. And the two chords we're going to be doing here is E minor and C. So I'm going to play a little bit for you and show you how it goes down. So literally, this is the first thing I learned how to play on the guitar. Now, if I wanted to be more advanced, watch this. We're not going to play the whole song there, but you just get a little gist of it there. So when it comes to this song, the strumming pattern goes like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Then you do the same thing with the next chord. So when you go E minor, then you do the same thing to C. So let's do it with the E minor. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then you do the same thing with C. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can do it slower. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. The main thing is to make sure you are in sync with the movement as you're going from one chord to the next, along with the strumming pattern you're doing at the same time. That's really how it's going to work if you want to do it correctly as a rhythm guitar player. And really, if you could be a damn good rhythm guitar player, you can play for anybody. You could possibly be a tour musician. I've always said one of my goals in life has always been to be a touring or studio musician, or just a rhythm guitar player for any famous band. I've always loved playing music, and getting a chance to play music around the world would be something I always wanted to do. And who knows, maybe you could do it. And you always have to go at your own pace. Once you get the groove thing, you start having fun, and then you can start showing off and showing how fast you can go from one chord to the next. And here's the thing, I could move my wrist really fast, but it took me a while to get the exact pattern for this song correctly, because for me, when it comes to learning songs on the guitar, especially with an acoustic guitar, I always wanted to make sure it sounded like the record. I like to put challenges to myself in that way. If what I'm doing here it sounds exactly like the original song, then I feel accomplished. But I look at it from a more advanced point of view, and there's been traits that have been passed down on me that I can't always convey to other people because my process is different for everybody. But I want you to, again, I can't express this more. I want you to go at your own pace, because that's really how you're going to benefit in the long run. Once you feel comfortable where you want to start speeding things up, then you could go from there and you have what you want out of your process. And who knows? I just showed you two chords to a classic rock song. If you want to do country song, there's something simple pattern here. This is like a regular Johnny Cash song. And what you're doing here, you have a C, and you're just going up and down with this ring finger up to the sixth fret on the, no, my bad, the sixth string on the third fret, which is a G note. So basically, you're going from C to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you're doing it with your left hand. And if you're righty, you go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So let's see how that sounds, okay? 1, 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. Something like that. So there's a lot of different strumming patterns. We'll do this along the way. But let's go back to what we were here for. The first two chords to A Face in the Crowd, and this is what it sounds like. A little slower. One more time. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Now, as you watch this video, you could go back, go stop it, pause it, rewind it if you get lost. That's the charm of YouTube. So let's do this one more time, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. And it's the same thing as you go from E minor to C. If you have that 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, that's basically what you have to remember. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Now with this song, again, it's simple in its nature once you get it down. So basically what you're doing, you're just doing this twice. 1, 2, and then you go to C, and the same thing there. So you do 2 times of E minor and 2 times of C. And let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. Even if you have to say it out loud to yourself, like, that's very important too. Go at your own pace. If you want to do it slow, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but I do advise you, especially with this song, there's not too many chords attached to it, but there's advanced ones like you were just. This is a D here. This is the chorus, and you were just a face in the crowd, and then you go from E minor to A minor, and then you put the pointer finger here on the second string first fret. So D, this is what a D looks like. Look like that. That's what a D should look like. All right. Now, be careful. Don't be putting your fingers out like this in public. Like, you don't want people mistaking you for being in a gang. Okay, I'm not trying to get anybody hurt here. So D, same thing. It's the same strumming pattern as the other 2 chords I showed you. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. A face in the crowd. You were just a face in the crowd. Here's the advanced chords I was telling you about. Out in the street, thinking out loud. A face in the crowd. So that's really a gist I wanted to start off with today. A Face in the Crowd by Tom Petty is a great song once you get like into the song and feeling the flow of it. And if you could do that song, you could probably do 80% of the songs that are out there in the radio land or on YouTube or on Spotify. So I just wanted to start off with something simple and start off with something that I learned off the gate so me and you can be at the same pace. And if there's something else you want me to teach you guitar wise, let me know in the comment section down below. And this has been Volume 1 to Introduction to Rhythm Guitar Playing. I'm Joshi. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you all for Volume 2. Yes, sir.